she says. What says you?
Hello, good morning.
Good evening. Why your eyes blow up like that?
Eh?
Why your eyes blow up like that?
I was sleeping.
Oh, God damn. Look like you seen a ghost. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Name?
My name is Joanne.
Calling from?
Nigeria,
Where
Port
from?
Harcourt. Port Harcourt.
Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt. All right, Joanna. Tonight we're discussing briefly God's grace versus a woman's body count. If you were listening, I said God's grace is just that. It's grace, meaning a gift, meaning to give us things that we haven't really worked for.
Yes.
But when it versus a woman's body count, I say that even though God gives us grace to, all, and even more so to his children, that doesn't take away from the consequences of a woman raising her body count to the point that she's unmarriable. You agree or disagree?
I agree. I agree.
All right, tell me why you agree.
Because your body count matters a lot. You can't just go about sleeping with people anyhow. And there are consequences to everything that you do.
Right, there are
So that's
consequences. But a lot of people don't want to see that until it's too late in the game that you hit that 30 mark, you hit that 35 mark, you hit that 40 mark, and you done been passed around, and now you gotta look at the world and like, damn, nobody wants me. And the problem is with females, it's no turning back that. You can't turn back from that. It is what it is at that point. That's why you see so many females today unmarried, and nobody is seeking to marry them. Let me tell you one statistic. Do you know that it is less than, what is it? Not 1%. It's less than 0.5% chance that a female who marries after the age of 24 will marry a man of high earning power.
earning power. I don't understand.
Earning power is what we talk about on the show all the time. Men of value. I always say this term, men of value. Men of value have three attributes. They're able to provide for a family. They're able to lead a family, and they're able to protect the family. Protect, provide, lead. Men of value. The majority of men on earth are not men of value. You either have average or below average. Most men can't afford to give their family everything basically that they desire. Most men are not capable of leading a family in a righteous way to walk this journey on earth. You understand? And damn, some men can't even protect because they can't even fight. Some men are just scary, that they're scared to stand up for themselves or for their own family. So a man of value have to have all three of these attributes. None of them can be missing. So men of value, meaning this man has earning power. He earns, whereas his family, his wife and children can sit back and benefit from it. You get that?
Okay. Yes.
So, again, females have 0.5% chance of marrying a man like that after the age of 24.
I don't think so.
Okay, tell me why.
Because I have like two people that are over
Here
the
we
age of
go.
25.
We always get these stories. I sing. Are these people in the room with you?
No, I have like two people that are past 25 and they still married big men
You said a
that could
prostitute's
provide.
wife. What'd you say?
Eh?
What did you say?
The men could provide for them, protect them, and provide, protect. I've forgotten the last one.
Lead, protect, provide.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
these men were who?
They were rich.
And they chose a woman at the age of what?
25, past 25.
How old?
One was 20. You said 24. One,
The average is 24.
not really.
I'm asking the age. You're not giving it to me. At what age?
That's what I'm saying.
Huh?
One was 24 and the other one was 27.
One was 24 and the other one was 27.
Yes.
So basically the one is what I said, and the one squeaked by about 2-3 years is what you say. Now, did she get married at 27 or did he meet her at 27 or he married her at 27?
He didn't meet her at 27.
So he married her at 27.
Yes.
Oh, so there was already years that he was already courting her. I.e., still based on what I'm saying. The point is, no man of high value, no man of value is seeking a 30-year-old woman.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? If
Okay.
you find men who are doing well out here and they have their choices of anything that they want, they can go get the 20-year-old or they could go get the 30-year-old. Which one are they going to go for?
20.
Exactly. Less damage, less complicated, less chance of conflict. You understand? Because that 20-year-old is growing with that man versus a 30-year-old who already been through boyfriends, relationships, all this damage, all this baggage, and men who are able to choose from various options tend not to choose that.
Yes.
And when a woman is are you freezing on me? Are you there?
I came back. Network issue.
All right. There's always network with Nigerians. I get that. Get off that goddamn Vodafone. Get off Vodafone. Vodafone sucks in Nigeria. I'm just telling you the truth. But anyway, as I was saying, by the age of 30, most men know that we live in the age of 2022, the 21st century, if you want to call it. By the age of 30, a woman's body count is dramatically larger than that of a 20-year-old.
Yes.
So this is why I say body counts matter just as much as age matter. Men know, hey, I spent the last 15, 20 years of my life working to be established, to be financially capable. And I'm not going to put all that and risk all that for someone who already have the DNA of several men running through her. Well, when a man ejaculates, what happens? His DNA resides where?
Body. Does it reside?
You don't know what DNA means?
No, like I'm saying, does the DNA reside? Because it depends. Is it not when you have kids
That's when it touches the sperm. I mean, that's when it touches the egg and it fertilizes the egg. That's how you get birth, get pregnant. When I'm saying that, I always say this: we're human beings. We have a spirit, just like the Bible. I can't even get the scripture. It's in the Old Testament. It says that for Yahweh is the one who puts the spirit in man. Just like when Stephen was stoned, called out, he gave up the spirit. Just like our Lord Yeshua, when he was on the cross, he gave up the spirit. We all have a spirit. When the Bible talks about a man being with a prostitute, just like he says with a man being with his wife, they lay and become one for that moment. When you become one, it's because there's an exchange of fluid, but also the spirits are intertwined with each other.
Yes, okay, I get that.
All right. So if the body count is high, You're dealing with a woman with all types of spirits that have been through her. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
In all reality,
Um,
all things are spiritual. I know we live in a physical world, but all things come down to the spiritual at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying?
yes.
So you agree that a high body count is almost make a person unmarriable to a man of value.
Yes.
Now, when you talk about the lower class, they marry anybody. They make babies with anybody. It's just how it is. That's life. And for the most part, the type of men that I talk about, men of value, they seek, what do you think men of value seek from females?
Respect.
Which is one.
Mhm. I don't know how to put it though, but like they need someone that can be there for them,
Be there for them,
that
huh?
will not give them problem.
There you go. Cooperative. Someone who's cooperative. You
I
good?
think that is all I can think about now.
Well, I'm sure they look for beauty.
Yes,
Look,
yes.
look, yes, yes, yes. Yeah. One of the biggest ones there.
Yeah.
This is important. They look for youth, beauty, cooperation, and feminine and fit. A woman who's feminine, who's very ladylike, not masculine, doesn't talk like a man, doesn't act like a man, not like the girls out here in Philly, in America, talk like, yeah, I'm saying, yeah, I mean, or bro, you got a woman, they sound just like men. And they wonder why nothing but the trash that's on the street is the only men that would deal with them.
Oh.
It's serious though. And fit. She has to be fit for the most part. I'm not saying it's 100%. Some men like bigger women. Nothing wrong with that. But the majority of men who are in that financial bracket desire women to be fit. They don't want their, you know, if you're 20, there's no way that you should be struggling with a weight problem. You know what I mean? And our hair
Yes, I'm.
is so bad that we got, before they even hit 20, at the age of 16, they're struggling with weight problems. Because all they've eaten off is Burger King and McDonald's and cheesesteaks and hamburgers. So if you're eating that from the age of 2, 3 years old, by the time you're 16, you weigh 3, 4 times the size of a man.
Yes, yes, yes,
It's
yes.
never been a time like this that it is today where the majority of women are bigger and larger and weigh more than men. And it's like a lot of times, I'm not saying you because you seem more rational, but a lot of men look at the weight of a female. I'm going to tell you how I look at it. If I'm dealing with somebody serious, I will always look at their weight because I would know, hey, if she give birth to 2 babies, I got to add 20 pounds. I got to add between 15 and 20 pounds per child. You know what I mean? Now, it doesn't always work out
Yes.
that way, but I look to add 15 to 20 pounds, say just 10 pounds, even if it's 10 pounds. If we're going to have 2 kids, you're $130. Okay, that's good because at the end of the day, with 2 kids, you're going to be $150, which is still okay. Nice body weight for a woman. You know what I mean? But if you're
Yeah.
already 180, you're coming to me. Yes, 180. A lot of them are 180. That's extra weight that you're already carrying. So that 10 pounds is going to turn into extra 20. So now we're looking at you being like 220 pounds. Shit, that's what I
But
weigh.
some men like them big.
Huh?
Some men like them. Some men like them big.
We're not talking about men who are average earners or below.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about
Okay.
men who don't have that much money. This show ain't about those men. Those men have their platforms. This show is primarily for men who are financially capable to choose and do what they want in life and choose the type of woman that they want in life.
Yes.
Average men who are average earners, who are not ambitious, who are not seeking to conquer the world, who are not seeking to be like, you know what? I'm in competition here. I'm in competition there. I'm going to overcome this. I'm going to overrun that. I'm going to overtake that. I'm not going to stop until I overrun and overtake all of this because all of it's mine. See, they're the type of men that I deal with. Those who are highly ambitious that won't stop until they're able to financially give their family all that they desire in this world. Now, all these things pass away, I know. That's what I'm saying. These men are not lovers of money, but they're lovers of accomplishments. They love to accomplish and build. They call them builders, to continue to be builders, build businesses, build, whatever it may be, companies, Fortune 5 companies, corporations. Dig me? So I only talk to the type of men that are doing the things that I'm doing in the world. Get me?
Okay, yes.
So I get what you're saying, but those type of men tend to like larger women. A lot of it could be self-esteem or confidence issues, because it takes a confident man to go for the most beautiful. And you may say men like big girls. Yeah, that's true. Nothing wrong with that at the end of the day. But physically speaking, we as human beings we tend to know what's seen as beauty and what's seen as average. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So let them men have what they want to have. Is that what you're looking for? The average man?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, you. That's a yes or no.
Yes.
All right, let's do it this way. Joanna, right?
I can't hear you.
Joanna, right?
Joanne.
Joanne. All right. Joanne, you want to be married?
Yes.
How old are you?
23.
Oh, damn, you close. Wow. You got about 1 year left. All right. Joanna, are you involved? Are you engaged in any relationship?
I'm in a relationship, but I'm not engaged.
All right. How long? For how long?
6 years.
Where's your father?
My dad
Yeah.
is not around. He's not always around.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Is he in your life?
Yes.
And he allowed you to be in a relationship with a man for 6 years?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
And this is a problem. And this is a problem. This is a problem with a lot of young ladies right now. Because if he knew and your dad has any sense, there's no way that he would allow his daughter to be in a relationship for 6 years with a guy. Most men that walk this earth know within 3 months. I'll even give you 6 months. In 6 months, a man knows whether he's already going to marry you or not. It doesn't take a man more than 6 months. That's why a lot of these relationships, you will see them go for all these years. Then at the end of the day, the man or the girl, they will break up. And then you see him meet a new girl and they be married in a matter of months. You're like, what the hell happened? Because men, we all know what we want. We all know, hey, I've been with this for 3 months. It's what I want. Let me take it off the market. When men who are ready to marry find someone that they find to be a good wife prospect, they do any and all things to take her off the market right away. So this 6 years is bullcrap. How old is a guy?
24.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is a tough one. We ain't going to cover it all in one show. Definitely not. I did a show last week called Age Gap Dating. And in it, we discussed why women, a lot of these young ladies waste a lot of their years And by the time they get around to the point where they could have found the type of man that they need versus the type that they want. Because what we want is not always what we need. What we want, we get it, and then years later, we like, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me. I wish I never had it.
Yeah.
That's why I talked on the show about what a woman needs versus what she wants. There's no way, I'm not going to say no way, but what are you going to get out of spending 6 years? So you're 23, 6 years, so you started when you were 17.
No, 18.
18. Is he your first?
No,
Second, third?
second.
Second. So second probably means fourth.
For like how?
Like four?
No. It's my
They always
second.
say whatever number a lady gives you, double it.
No.
Because y'all love to lie. All right, I'm going to take you at your word. So 2. How long did the first one last?
Months.
Just a few months.
Yes.
So from 18 to 23, you've been in this relationship. What have you gotten out of it thus far? 6 years. You put 6 years. You invested 6 years. This is, mind you, life and relationships, when it comes to relationships that are romantically connected, is an investment. It's a business decision, just like anything in life. We invest our time, money, efforts, and everything. You invested 6 years. If this was a business and you had this business that you went into at the age of 18, you put 6 years into this business, what have you gotten out of it?
Into the relationship.
What have you gotten out of it?
I've gotten a lot.
Besides dick, what have you gotten out of it?
I don't know where you're coming from.
I said everything's a business decision. You invested
Yes.
6 years. If I put into a business, I want to come out of that business. If I'm in it, I'm deep 6 years. I want to know that my life is 10 times better off when I started than where I'm at now, because my investment shows that it's paying off. So my life have dramatically went up. My lifestyle have dramatically went up from where I was when I started off. So has your lifestyle dramatically changed and improved from the time that you started this investment to now at the age of 23?
That's improved.
Has it improved dramatically since you started at 18 to 23?
No, not.
Now, if this was a business and you said I put 6 years into this and I've got the bare minimum out, would you say that's a successful business?
No.
Because it wouldn't be. You have to be delusional to believe that it was.
Yes, I get.
Because a 24-year-old can't offer you anything. He can't offer you nothing but a few words and sex. That's it. He can't offer to go buy your house, go buy your car, allow you to have your babies, be a stay-at-home mom, or send you to school, do whatever it is that you want, and build that life of satisfaction and contentment. He can't offer you that.
Yes.
So you invested 6 years into this, and this is your investment, 6 years. And you really haven't gotten anything out of it that you couldn't have got from anyone else. And this is a problem that our young ladies waste a lot of their time. A lot of our ladies waste so much of their youth. And that's why I kind of do this show, to get them to think differently and know that your life is not a game. You can't play games with your life. You can't lollygag and be idle. If from the age of 18 and you're 23, you're not in a house, you're not having your baby, you're not taking care of your mom and dad, you haven't benefited. You haven't accomplished anything in 6 years. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how you have to look at it. You have not accomplished anything in 6 years of your life when it comes to your relationship. Waste of time. And now what's going to happen is, if this doesn't work out for whatever various reasons, and I hate to break it to you, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but this man hasn't put together a marriage plan for you, paid a bride price on any of that in 6 years. And when men get to that point, likely they're not going to. A lot of men deal with these things, and they keep you around until they find what it is that they're truly looking for. I know you don't want to believe it. We'll see what the outcome is, but right now the outcome is that you haven't benefited off anything.
I get.
And a man might come along, 35, whatever, 37, 38. He might be looking like, oh, you're a beauty. I like the way you are. I like the way you carry yourself. Let's get to know each other. Then when you get to know that you've been in a relationship for 6 years and didn't require this man to marry you, after the first 6 months, he's going to find that to be a problem. He's going to look at you and say, you're not serious about your own self. If you're not serious about your life, how can you be serious about mine? How can you stand firm for me, what I need in life, and you're not even serious about your own life? Any woman who allows herself to be dated for 6 years is not serious about her life. And if you were to give that man an ultimatum, he probably would drop you just like that. He's already made it up in his mind that he's not going to marry you. What you get? Oh, wait until I get this money. Wait until I get to this point in my life. Wait till I do school. Hear it all day. Hear it every day. And by the time that man gets to the stats, if he's able to reach a certain status, he's going to go out and look for something new. Because when a man gets to a certain plateau, a lot of times he wants that new thing now. If you wasn't helping him build it with your money and his money together, and he did it on his own, without you, and you're just the sexual object, he's likely going to start over with something new. Because now he feel, okay, I got her when I had nothing. Now that I got something, let me go get what it is that I really want. I'm telling you the honest God truth of how things work with us. It may hurt, but you need to hear this in order that you can make decisions now. Now you can think to yourself and begin to make decisions based off where you want your life to be. You're 23, you're still young. You're beautiful, you're young. I'm taking that you're in school.
Yes.
And you don't want to be dragged on, because say this doesn't work out. You've been in it for 6 years. Say he drags it on for another 3 years. You're 26 years old, and then he disappears. That's 9 years. And now you're closer to that wall stage, hitting the age of 30. And you didn't get the time to go and use your youth to explore men who are already valuable. It's a waste. It's a waste of 6 years. The only way that this can't be wasted, if he turns around tomorrow and says, you know what? I know that I'm not where I want to be right now, but I don't want to lose you. So I'm going to take you off the market and make you mine. And we're going to continue to do this, but we're going to do this together. That's the only way that this works out. Because no man dates anybody for 6 years. I've had girlfriends for years, on and off. I've done that. But I knew deep down, well, people that I felt like I loved, but deep down I knew I didn't want to marry them. You could love somebody and love a lot of things about them, but not find them to be what you want as a wife. Vice versa with girls, with men. Same thing. And I said, you're not telling your dad what's the problem. And you knew you was wrong. You didn't tell your dad because you knew he wouldn't approve.
Yes.
And this is a problem. That's why I always say that females are not qualified to make their own decisions. That's why the Bible says a woman is to go from her father's house to her husband's house. You have to be led by your father or be led by your husband, one of the two. You're out here making decisions on your own without your father even knowing. That spells disaster.
But what if you don't have that relationship with your father?
Father figure, whatever. Uncle, brother, I don't know. Just don't let it be a pastor.
Why?
We did that show a million times over, and we're going to do it again. So you come back for that show. I'm not going to get to it now, but never allow a pastor to make decisions for you. You wound up working than what you started off. But again, you said you want to be married. By what age do you want to be married?
I was thinking next 2 years.
All right, next 2 years. Apparently with the guy that you're with. If that doesn't work out, let me ask you this before I get to this. What do this man do for a living?
He's working. It's the remote work.
That says more than enough right there. That says more than enough. So, as I was saying, if this doesn't work out and you realize that you made a mistake by not getting advice from someone who was qualified to give you advice, and you realize that you wasted 6 years of your life, what type of man would you be willing to marry? Would you be okay with a low income man, middle income class, high income, or wealthy? Which one would you think you'd be fit for?
What's the difference between high income and middle income?
Low income is below average. Men who can't really afford to do anything. Middle class is the basics. Most people in the world are middle income, meaning that just the middle of the pack. House, car, your kids go to a nice school, you live in a decent neighborhood, and you live life. What is it? I said upper class, I should have said. Upper class is basically a lot of things that is all middle class, but you have enough money to do other things. Experiment, take chances with your money in investment in businesses and do a lot of traveling. And wealthy speaks for itself.
Thanks. So say high income.
Upper class.
Upper class.
You say upper class. Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing at two things.
Right.
Everybody seems to choose the upper class. I always hear everybody take the upper class, but your smile had me laughing. Your big cheese smile had me laughing. But okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate yourself?
8.
All right. 8 is Beyonce. Beyonce, who's married to Jay-Z, she's an 8. She's really a 7, but when she's made up, we here give her an 8.
Then, who is a 10?
A 10, I tell you who's close to a 10 that you would know. Who I give a 9 to, almost a 10, Geneve. You know Geneve? The Nigerian actress?
Okay, Genevieve.
Yeah.
It's Genevieve.
Whatever.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not Nigerian, so I got close enough.
No, I didn't get it.
Right. Well, now you know what I'm talking about. That's all that matters. And knowing is half the battle. That's from a G.I. Joe that we used to watch back in the day cartoon. But she would be considered a 9.
Okay.
How tall are you?
Why would you give her a 9 and give Beyonce 7?
Because there's natural beauty with Geneve, whatever her name is, and Beyonce is just a 7 without makeup.
Okay.
If you see her without makeup, she's a 7.
Okay.
We're not talking about made up on it, showing off on Instagram or nothing like that. How tall are you?
5'6".
How much you are?
I can't hear you. What
Hmm?
did you say?
How much are
I
you
didn't
at?
get 50.
50 kg?
Yes.
I gotta hold. You know what? I gotta keep this up when I do this. All right. Oh, that's 110 pounds. So you're pretty small. All right. Perfect size for most men. 5'6", 110. That's perfect. You do well in choices, but problem is you're wasting it. You're wasting it away. So if one of these upper class men that you say you would be interested into, doesn't matter if he's Nigerian, can he be whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer black or does it matter? Black American, white, Asian, what?
Black.
So as long as he's black from anywhere around the world.
Yes.
All right. He came to you and said, you know what? I like you. I find your smile infectious. I like your little spunk you got going on. But I got a problem with this relationship I hear about. I'm willing to court you, but you're going to have to put an end to that. Does that happen? I'm putting you on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he could change it by proposing to you. So it's all in his court, to be honest. So if I was you, I would answer the question and put more pressure on him.
Let me answer now.
Hmm? What was the answer?
Let that time reach.
So I'm going. She's a little scared, so I'm going to let that go. But you could get where she's at. You could kind of get where she's at. But I get you. I get you. But yeah, so that's what's going to be. Where you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Okay, I should be married. I should have kids. I should have a business I'm doing. I
How
should be
many kids you want
settled.
to have?
Two.
What kind of business you want to run?
Mm, wig.
Wig business?
Yes, just selling wig in wholesales.
That's one thing I don't do. I don't date people with weaves or wigs. But no, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Wigs is okay because sometimes y'all just want to throw it on when y'all ain't got much going on with your hair. I don't have a problem with wigs as long as it's not like permanent thing. I have a problem with weaves.
Yes.
I have a problem with weaves. I definitely have a problem with that. But accordingly, you don't wear it because you got a bunch of hair on top of your scalp right there.
Mm-hmm.
Always keep your natural hair. Don't ever cut it off. I always say. So you want this in the next, by the age of 30. That's 7 years from now. Do you believe that this man that you're with is going to be able to give you 2 kids, give you a house, give you a business in the next 7 years?
Yes.
If you truly believe that, stick with it. If you don't believe it, because don't be believing it because you think something miraculous is going to happen and y'all going to hit the lottery. Life don't work like that.
I get.
All right. I just want you to give some foresight for what it is that you're doing and think about. I don't want to answer for this. I'm just going to tell you some foresight and sit back and think about, is it better for me to continue on for what I've been doing for 6 years, or for me to really start putting myself out there to meet men of value who are already accomplished and might be seeking a good wife, in order that I can not only make sure that I'm taken care of, but those around me are taken care of, and that my children are not going to be born into poverty. We're all going to be cared for. It's something to think about. You understand? Were you raised to be a wife?
Yes.
If you was raised to be a wife, why are you a girlfriend for 6 years?
Because I'm in the process of being a wife.
Process don't take 6 years, but we've been to that. Women, this is how men like to see it in a perfect world. which is not, but somewhere close to this. A woman is raised under her mom and dad. Her mom teaches her how to be a wife. Her father, complements that teaching. And after she's finished high school, she go on to university, wherever it may be. By the time she's 22, her father had already introduced her to a man, or at least that man seen or heard about her, and he came to her, wanted to court her, and he takes her off the market, and she's married by the age of 22, 23 years old. Again, when a man finds you worthy of being his wife, he does any and everything to get you off the market as quick as possible. In 6 years, not taking you off the market, because technically you're still single. Until you're, is my lip bleeding? The hell? My lip is bleeding. My braces, my wire have broken. I have braces on. I look bad. Hold on.
Sorry.
It's just my wire had cut. I was going to go in tomorrow anyway, get them put back in. So I actually go to surgery next week. I got to get an implant. So, a lot going on. But anyway, I don't mess up what I was saying. But as I was saying, men tend to take young ladies off the market pretty fast. Young men in their 20s can't do that because they're not qualified nor equipped to do it. Men don't get to a status in life that they're able to lead a family to the age of 35. The age of 35 is when a man really starts thinking about what it takes to have a family, provide for them, and protect them and lead them. You can't get that from an immature 20-something-year-old. We're immature when we're in our 20s. We just are. All we know is to have a girlfriend and have sex and to go to work and get a couple hours to be able to go out with the boys and drink on the weekends and do whatever. That's all we know when we're in our 20s. We don't know any better. If you really want to have a life where you know your kids are going to be taken care of, all I want you to do is think twice. You get me? Like I said, you're a beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
Even if you were raised to be a wife, you're not showing that according to your actions. That could change. But right now, for 6 years, you have proven that you're not a wife, but you're just a girlfriend. And that is not cool to waste your 20s like that. You get me?
Yes.
We're going to do a show, and I'm going to help a lot of y'all girls that have been on this show. I don't know. I'll figure something out because I want to start talking to some of the men that message me behind the scenes. A lot of these men are professionals in certain businesses, so they have to uphold themselves a certain way. But even if y'all could start meeting with them behind the scenes or whatever, we got to do something because I don't want to see a lot of y'all young ones who I see could be good wives let y'all youth go to waste. Now, not everybody who comes on here that I say that about, because some people I know they're just not ever going to get married. And they do, it's not going to be anything sufficient. But, a few of y'all have come on here, and I just want y'all to make the best decisions possible. So if at the very least I can give you advice that might help you change your path that you're on in order to get that success, that's what I want to do at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, Joanne. I'm not going to call you Joanna. Joanne, right?
Yes.
All right, it's been fun. It's been delightful. I appreciate you coming on to the show tonight. I really enjoyed talking to you. And
you too.
I hope we could do this again, another subject, another day. And just continue to watch the show. Make sure if you have a Facebook that you share any parts of the show or any previous show that we have, share the link, whatever, tell friends about it. We want to grow this show by word of mouth. And y'all could go over to the YouTube, hit the Marian Ghana, subscribe, or tell a friend or two to follow here. All right? Like again, for you guys, I'll be there in Nigeria in some weeks' time to do this show, meet with some business partners. So we're going to have a live show. We're trying to hook it up where we're going to be at a hotel, take the lobby on, or take this club on. So we're going to do something. We're going to do something. So just stay tuned, man. I want to do big things going into 2023 with this show. And we'll see where it goes from there. All things in God's hands. All right? One more thing before I let you go. I'm going to start saying this, messing with people. Do you believe in God?
Yes.
What's God's name?
What's God's name?
What is his name?
His name.
Yes.
His name is Jeff.
Jeff.
Yes.
God's name is Jeff?
I thought you said what is his name? God's
God,
name.
the creator. I said God, G-O-D. I don't care about Jeff. Jeff ain't gonna be around much longer with you the way you're telling me about him. So forget Jeff. What is God's name? G-O-D. What is God's name?
Yahweh.
There you go. What is his son's name?
Jesus.
No, what is his son's name?
Jesus.
Jesus started with a J. The letter J don't exist in Arabic or Hebrew. There's no such thing as a letter J. That is not his name.
So what is his name? Yeshua.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, if you believe in him, why don't you call him by his name?
It's Jesus, no.
Just like when the Ethiopian was talking to who was it? Paul? Was it Paul? No, Timothy, I believe. Like, how am I going to know him? How am I going to call him whom I don't know? If you want to call on God or call on the Lord, call on it in his name. Don't call it on a name that was made up and given to y'all in the 14th century. If you know his name is Yeshua, say Yeshua. I get tired of people with this Jesus stuff. And your pastor will try to tell you that it was translated. Ask your pastor, what is your name translated into that language then? Names are not translatable. Do you have an English name, which is Joanne, right?
Yes.
What is your Nigerian name?
Udoka.
Joka. But that doesn't mean Joanne, does it?
No.
Exactly. So me calling Joanne is your English name, but it's not the name you was born with. It's the same thing with Jesus and Yeshua. You're calling him a name that he wasn't given. You call him a name that someone else gave to him in their own native tongue. So when you refer to him, start using the name Yeshua.
Okay.
So I just like to give a little lesson at the end. That's all. All right, man, I'm going to let you go. Go ahead, get some sleep. I know it's late there in Nigeria. The home of, I forget the president's name. What the hell? Buhari.
Harry.
When the hell is he going to be out of office?
I can't hear you.
Oh, man. That's the only reason I don't want to move back to Nigeria, man. I shouldn't even be saying this because I know how Nigeria is. Let me slow down my words because, let me slow down. I'm not going to say no more because I got to be there. So,
Okay.
all right, go ahead, get some sleep. Thank you for joining.